Rebel with a cause. BK all day, baby. It's Rebel season. The real rebels are back. I got the mind of a king. You should really protect them. Everybody talking, but Rebel really the next. I got the mind of a king. Spread to never take this. Slavery, fake hip-hop, you dead if you were racist. I got the mind of a king. You could never replace this. Blood from the mud, no love, so I'ma say I got the mind of a king. I know where I am from now. I'ma wake him up, you keep him sleep, it's up to me. I got the mind of a king.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all brother doing out there?
Everything good, but everything is in shambles.
You know it. You know it.
Mentally, we are dying. And it looked like everybody's smiling while this is occurring.
Right.
Yeah, I wrote a spoken word. And I wrote this probably last year. And the opening line goes, "Never mind the ruins, it's the roots." And I want to break that down because we about to dive into a real conversation with some real men, with real intellect. But I want to remind y'all, the fight is not for what we see. This shit is over. It's been over. The roots are what we're fighting for. We are fighting for the spirit of our people. We are fighting for our ancestors. We are fighting to continue our spirit, continue our greatness. What has been done is already done. I understand. I see the world too. This shit ain't beautiful. Sometimes it can get downright depressing. But I gotta remind y'all, we are here.
Yes, sir.
We are here. And we are here for a reason. Each one of us carry a spirit in us. Each one of us carry a power in us. We carry a word. We carry part of our destiny. So yeah, it could get bleak sometimes. It could get real depressing. But we here. So that means there's hope. We here. That means there's a fight. And when there's a fight, there's a way.
Oh, no question.
If they not with it, let them go. If the black, because I know black women who are with it. I know a lot of black women who ain't with it. So if they ain't with it, they ain't got nothing to do with us. They ain't got nothing to do with us. We ain't out here to save nobody. We ain't out here to reach out and grab and convince nobody of nothing. We ain't out here to convince these brothers what they doing, pants sagging, you know what I'm saying, doing gay shit, doing this. They been sold they sold. They been sold they sold. But what our job is, what our responsibility is, what we gonna do now. You know what I'm saying? What we gonna build amongst us? Because there are brothers still here. I'd rather 10 lions than 1,000 sheep any day of the week. And I'm not focusing on those sheep. I'm not thinking about these sheep. I'm focusing on the lion that's in this room right here. And I'm focused on what we can do together. So just a little, you know, intro from me.
But let me ask a question. We don't need more troops?
Yeah. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right now. Every time you talk to a brother, every time you touch a brother, you know what I'm saying? I'm part of an organization right now. We building. I know people are building in different pockets. People are building in different communities. Of course, we're gonna need more troops. And they out there. They just waiting for the call. There was a time where we didn't walk in this in this path. There was a time when we was out there, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever. I know there was a point in time I wanted to be a football player. And I grew up with the message. I grew up in the ministry. I grew up with it. And I still wanted to be something else. But when that calling came, I could not ignore it. And now there's brothers out there that are still doing it. And it's on us to make that call louder and louder and louder with platforms like this, with connections that we make. That's what we got to focus on. The black woman who doesn't know who the enemy is, I ain't focused on her. The black man who doesn't know what community is and what love is for his brother, I ain't focused on him. I ain't even trying to convince them. All I'm gonna do is focus on the ones that want the information, who got the spirit, who got the call. Those are the ones I need to go talk to. Because those are gonna be the ones that feel lonely out here. The ones that hear this shit and don't know where to look, they gonna feel like they by themselves. And I know what that feels like. I don't know everybody's past, but we all got a story. We know what it feel like to feel like it's just us out here.
Right.
But it ain't. So there's it's like, yo, this is how I treat it, right? Y'all seen X-Men?
Yeah.
Each one of us is Professor X. We gotta go get the mutants. Because they out here not realizing they mutants. That's what we gotta do. We just gotta make our call louder. Louder and louder and louder. Till they can't. And I'm telling you, this shit falling, bro. It's falling. It's falling underneath it. They think they got this shit in their grips and it's falling, bro. With a passion, this shit is falling. So all we gotta do is stand strong on our square. And when the time comes, we gonna make our move. That's all. I just want y'all to have hope in this all.
All right, so let's get it in. That was powerful, Poe. Peace to the guards, yo. Welcome to Rebels Roundtable. I got the guards circling again. We got King KENWARDO on my right. We got the powerful poetics, the rebel in the building. We got the genius mind of Brother Clive under me. Peace to the guard. And you know we got the genius mind of Dion Green in here. Knowledge Born and KC. I don't see they ain't came up yet. But peace to the gods. Let's get it in.
Peace up, brother, man. How y'all doing?
Everything good and bad at the same time, you know what I mean?
You're doing great.
Personally, we all breathing, we all strong, we still on the mission. But like Poe was saying, everywhere we look, Poe not trying to pick nobody up climbing the hill. Me, on the other hand, I got like 9 arms holding mad niggas up, trying to bring them up to the top of the mountain. But we all do the same thing, we just do it in a different way. And at the end of the day, we all trying to wake up who should be woken up or proceed with people we should proceed with. So I agree with Poe. I just do my game a tiny bit different.
Well, I look at it like this too. Going back, I think it's a balance between what you guys are saying. Is that I don't think he's saying that, hey, we don't want anybody. It's just that the thing has to be is that if a kid, if I say, yo, do you want, if I'm a teacher, right? And I, let's say a basketball coach, and the kid is 6'5", and I'm like, yo, you got the potential to be great, man. Let me just teach you the basketball. He don't never want to play ball. I can't keep going to run after him to keep trying to coach him. He don't want to learn. He's not with it. He's not trying to do nothing. But if I approach him, he don't know nothing about basketball. And I'm like, yo, son, yo, you 6'5", B. You nice. You know what I'm saying? You could be nice with the rock. Now he's like, all right, what are you talking about? And he wants to learn. Yeah, that's when you pull somebody in. There's a gradual to see that you have to pull those in who want to learn. But I'm not going to keep going out in the street every day and he's shunning me and he like, yo, F you, because there's so many people who do want to learn. There's millions of black men out here, fam. You know what I'm saying? So for me to waste my time on dudes that don't want to do anything, because what I've learned is you can't change any man. He has to come to a point where he hears the word and he's like, yo, it's time. You can't change no man. You have to go. It has to be to the time. He's like, yo, it's time, B. You know what I'm saying? You go. All your job is just to spit it. It's just to be walking in your word every day. It's to be you, the rebel. You know what I'm saying? To be poetics, to be KENWARDO, to be knowledge. You know what I mean? That's what your job is. To be Clive. You see what I'm saying? That's my job every day, fam. You see what I'm saying? So the point is that with this right here, to be able to say that, right, is to be able to be like, all right, this is where I'm bringing in the right people. I'm spinning the message. I'm walking the talk. I'm doing the action, right? And now me being this action, people who wants to come with me, this is where I'm headed. I always tell people like this, yo, I'm going this way. Do you want to come? That's all it is. And that's how I look at it.
No doubt. Y'all already awake. In my book, the awake is already awake. I personally deal with most of the sleep. And I woke up mad niggas already. For over
I feel that take a lot of energy though, man. It take a lot of energy, man.
And I got infinite energy. That's what the mind is for. But I'm not saying nobody take what I do. I'm just telling y'all what I do. I deal with all the awake gods in earth all day. But I can never be nowhere and not see the old me. I'm always running into the old me.
Right.
And I make sure I do what certain people did for me. I try to carry on the tradition at all times. We make people up. I know it's hard. This is the hardest thing to do, my G.
Right.
No doubt. And for real, bro, you gotta work. You have a calling on your life. You feel me? You have a calling on your life, and it's obvious. So I remember one time I talked to a brother, and I started spitting my thing, and you know, he told me, yo, they gonna hate you for that. Say, yo, you keep talking that shit, they gonna hate you for that. Your own people gonna hate you for that. You know what I told him? I said, I love him anyway.
Yep.
You feel me? And you gonna love him anyway. And it's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna be tiring. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be dragging on you. But guess what though? That's why you was called to do it.
No doubt.
He ain't calling you to do it because it was an easy task. He give his toughest soldiers the biggest battles.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You know what's so crazy? My pop said to me one day, I'll give you a little past, little history. I got kicked out of school. You know what I'm saying? I got into some trouble when I was like 22 years old. I got kicked out of school. I was in some, and I called her. I said, man, everything going wrong. Everything was going wrong. I kicked off the football team, all of this shit. He looked at me and said, yo, you think we not gonna win? He said, you think we not gonna win? Everything might be falling down around us. We wasn't sent here to lose, brother.
Exactly.
We the gods.
That's
We
why
was the ones sent here to overcome insurmountable odds.
Yes, sir.
Yo, bro, they've been trying to kill us for thousands of years.
That's right. And we still here.
And they can't do it.
And we still be sparking up. We the gremlins, right?
Right.
And we still waking people up. And we just getting nice with it.
Yeah.
Clive, how long you been doing your thing? 3 years?
I said 3 years.
Put another decade behind everything we doing out here. Put another decade. I've been out in Atlanta 2.5 years. Put another decade behind everything we doing out here.
Yeah.
All we gotta do is stay focused. All we gotta do is stay prayed up and know, like, without a shot of a doubt, bro, we ain't come out here to lose. You know what I mean? So yeah, the brothers you talk to, that shit gonna be hard, dog. I already know. Talking to people there, and it's gonna feel like talking to a brick wall. You know what I mean? But we got people. My man Clive got a game plan. Shit might be, you know what I'm saying, some patches we got to pick, but we got game plans.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And the mission is what the mission is, and what the mission will always be. Go get our people. And the ones that want to come, let's go. The ones that don't, okay. All right, well, I'm sorry, you know.
As they said, but as they said in the Bible, when you about to flee, don't look back, fam. You know what I'm saying? So, I just say that because a lot of people go and try to hold you back, and only because I use the line of forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. Not because they hate you, because they're gonna think you talking that black shit. You talking that nation building? Are you crazy? Everything you're talking about, and this is just because people can't see that type of reality. How can I see something that's never been done before? It's not real, right? The man never ran the 4-minute mile until somebody ran the 4-minute mile, right? You know what I'm saying? So this is what happens, is that people can't believe nothing until they see it. But you have to have the vision, and you have to be able to see what they call the early adopters, who are going to come to you and say, yo, you know what? We rocking with you. We believe in your vision. We see what you're doing, and you make it happen, right? Because that's why I say that our job is just to keep pumping the message. Be like, yo, you on every podcast, you talking here, and you're here doing this here. I'm like, yo, listen, it's plan, execute, review, fam. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna be out here spreading the same message, the same vision, and I'm gonna be out in the streets doing. Everybody gonna be doing their thing, what they doing to try to push it, right? Because this is where the greatness comes in. Is you am I, and I am you. You know what I'm saying? That we all is still Ubuntu, right? You know what I mean? So the whole thing is that because it is Ubuntu, that I don't have to be great at talking to certain people. You don't have to be great at doing certain things. We all complement each other. You see what I'm saying? We come to the round table, and I tell people, I say, yo, it's I push you, you push me to be great. You be like, yo, I see what Clive doing over here. I don't see him every day. I don't see him every week. But when I see him, I know he on his thing. He gonna tell me, yo, look, you've been doing this. I'll be like, yo, Rebel, what's going on? He'll be like, yo, son, I've been out here, been to 10 shows. I did 5 podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife out here, we doing our thing. So when we see that, you know what I mean? Where everybody know that we're all working and we come together. And then when we come together, we form like Voltron, right? And that's where the power gonna be at.
I agree.
I agree with both of y'all, but I agree, man.
Knowledge, what you got on it? Yo, Knowledge, what you got on that?
What's going on, man?
You, me, always us, never them.
Are you talking about what I think about for us and you know, trying to save everybody?
Yeah.
Well, you know, my take on it, man, you know, I'm always war ready, so I'm not really, you know, worried about that or anything like that, though. But we do have to take certain precautions and stuff like that. And for every major chapter, you know, it fell from the inside. So by a chapter falling from the inside, we definitely got to make sure that we keep around us like-minded people, which would be a job. The job as far as getting people, that might not be too complex and it might not be too far-fetched. You know, the information is out there. A lot of people are into African spirituality. A lot of people are trying to learn about their divinity and their lineage. So when you start learning about your melanin and where you come from and stuff like that, it starts to spark the pineal gland. And once it before it hit the pineal gland, it kind of gathers in your lower chakras and go up to your pituitary gland. So I don't think we're gonna be in a bad situation because everyone is going towards that way. I'm not saying everyone, a lot of people are, but I will say this: in the way of the going or in the gathering of the people, we have to keep some form of morality. We have to keep the culture. So a lot of things that we don't have in the culture that's in the culture now that we want out the culture, we got to get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Negative energy, we got to get rid of it. Poison, we got to get rid of it. And you have to realize something. We in a Western European world trying to wake up people who've been indoctrinated into Western European society and dealing with Western European religion. This is just facts. It's going to take a lot of people to open up their metu netta so they can overstand the whole plan. But at the same time that we in the age of Aquarius, a lot of information is out here. And I truly believe that a lot of people want to see change. It's just the little things as we begin to change. Like I say, the gathering of the people that people are going to still be doing. As we get the culture together, or as we continue to be in the culture, maneuvering, guiding, leading, because a lot of us are leaders, a lot of us are teachers, a lot of us are directors. You know, we all play different parts, different mechanisms, like the Voltron thing that he mentioned. The things that we see in the culture, we got to deal with. We got to deal with the homosexuality. We got to have a plan for that. There's always a plan with a plan. We have to deal with us being in a position for us really thinking for ourselves and really doing for ourselves. And the whole key is us knowing ourselves and knowing we will always be students of ourselves until we leave here. Like Rebel said, I deal with conscious people all day long, you know, but dealing with the people who are not conscious, I'm not gonna say conscious, who are like-minded like me, because conscious just means everyone. Consciousness means everyone as a whole. You know, you dealing with people from Nation of Gods on Earth, from Islam, from you dealing with people, you know, from the Amun Ra squad, from people who study different things, Moors and stuff like that. But we do deal with a lot of, you know what I'm saying, like-minded people, and we always surround ourselves with like-minded people. But what I'm saying to say this, whatever plan we have, we got to stick to the plan and make sure that's not the only plan, because it's like an outline. We got to have number one. I mean, you got to have A. Then up under, you got to have, you know, what's under that 1, 2, 3. We got to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and we got to stick to our morals and stuff like that for as we said, and really push the men to be men. Because I've been studying civilizations. A lot of times when a civilization is great, take a for instance 300. Before Leonidas kicked the old boy down the thing, he looked at the queen, she nodded at him. The women had a great presence and reverence in our culture, especially going back to Africa and dealing with Kemetic science. You know what I'm saying? Like the women, they knew about the stones and what they do and all of that stuff. They knew about all the herbs and all of that stuff. And even when you dealing with Egypt, when somebody die, you know what I'm saying? That's where they get that thing from the Bible. You know, Jesus rose from the dead 3 days. They was dealing with electromagnetism, bringing people back to life. And it started with the woman. So the woman has a great role. I'm saying this to say this. We got to have a plan A, B, C, and we definitely got to make sure that the woman is a part of that plan, because every great nation was great when the women were greater.
I say something.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you said. You said it started with the woman, right? But now, as a whole, look at today's woman. Like Rebel said, it seemed like they really taking that away from us by, you know what I mean, giving them the so-called power. It's a lot of sisters out here in high positions, and it's like they don't even need us right now. See, that was the key word. It started with the woman. Right, that's true. I know there's a lot of stuff going on out here in this Western European society because they giving the women a lot of benefits. Right. You know, since Kamala Harris is one, and Stacey Abrams here in Georgia helped her win. You know, they're gonna be giving a lot of African American women grants and stuff like that to do their things. This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna say this. People call me knowledge. The people call me that. And you know, that's a resume behind it. I'm not gonna say all the stuff I did and all of that. That's not important. What I'm saying is the name that they gave me, a lot of people have respect for me. I believe once we keep moving the way we moving into knowledge and into our spirituality that we supposed to be moving in, I think the women will fall behind. So I had a woman, man, a conscious woman. And I talked with her and we was chopping it up. And, you know, it come off to me like she may have been, you know what I'm saying, a lesbian or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, she told me she dabble, whatever like that. But she told me after a while, they get bored. And she said, I need a man. So real women, they're going to realize that, man, they need a real man. And we just got to beat her and be ready. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think is the part of it overall? You said we need to get knowledge, we need to go to the knowledge, but tangibly, so I'm gonna go back to this first, that everything you said about the woman and about the man, I think the woman's position now is because she's trying to take on the man's role, and women don't understand the strength that women, I always say that men are the physical protectors and women are our spiritual protectors, right? Mm-hmm. That women, just like you said, with the herbs, with the stones, and they understand, they have a more intuitive sense of naturally, you know what I'm saying? And not to say that a man can't raise that and we don't have that. I'm just saying naturally. But right now they've been in a position where they start to provide roles, they start to give roles where they're providers, protectors for themselves. Right. Now, my question is, how do you think that, I've already put my thought out there, but how do you think that in the end, if you saw the future that you want to see for us, what would that look like? What does your vision for Black people look like? What would look like if you said, hey, I could just snap my fingers and this is what it would look like? What would that look like to you?
Number one, it would be with the Ankh and what, as far as what I represent, and it would be definitely be the man, woman, and the children. It would be a unity. And that's the only way it can be. You know what I'm saying? You know, I understand a lot of women are in power. You know, like Atlanta, Georgia, says it's ran by females and homosexuality, which is true because a lot of homos and females are in power in Georgia. You know, that's just a fact. But what I'm saying is, we keep doing what we do. I can't change Rebel. I can't change Clive. I can't change Poetics. I can't change KENWARDO. But one thing is certain. I know all of you guys have a code of ethics. You guys have a sense of morals that you have that's going to carry you. And the ones who walk and do that, the women are going to embrace them. And I'm not just saying this. I'm actually living it. When I go out into the public and I speak, or they see me, and I represent myself, and not just that, I represent what I stand for us as a society and a people, if I was to snap my fingers right now, I would see everybody in unity. Everybody in unity. And what I mean by unity, we together. That was the whole thing of the Willie Lynch letter. They broke up the family.
Right.
Once they broke up the family, it carried on from generation to generation. You know, I read on this show the 1638 edit, where it says that that black people would not enjoy the fruits of a white riches or whatever. All this stuff is a plan into effect, but one thing I can say is the plan has not been going accordingly, or it wouldn't be such a panic for everybody to take a vaccine. I say we got to keep doing what we're doing and keep moving, and everything will fall into place. You know, you're gonna have some women who be like, I don't need a. I heard women all the time. I bought my own car, I bought my own house, I got 2 businesses. A man can't do nothing for me. That's a curse up on a curse, because you can't make no kids. You're going against the laws of nature. One of the laws of nature is gender. Can't no 2 men, 2 women make no baby. Take a male and a female.
Right.
And you also get into the laws of nature. You get into vibration, rhythm, frequency. All of that stuff play a part of unity. If we all on the same vibratory frequency, we all moving with rhythm, and we all moving in unity, man, we should be good. That's what I think as far as my eyes.
I want to just chime in real quick. We have this position. We get to see the world as it's presented to us. We see, the media, news, the entertainment. We interact with people, conscious and unconscious. But the thing is, which sometimes we fail to realize, because we're so consumed with this Western culture, is really how fragile it really is. And because we are in the position that we are in as Black men, it does seem a little overwhelming at times. But when we look out to the world, just a year ago, this entire Western culture, the backbone of it, the capitalism, everything was on the brink. A year before that, the government was shut down. This system is very fragile. There's a shortage of chicken wings. There's a shortage of microchips. There's a shortage of batteries. There's a shortage of everything. The system that they built is crumbling beneath them, which is why we see some of these efforts right now. They are so strong in their effort. They're trying to push this narrative so strong on every single programming that you see, because it is very fragile. So to just add to what you were saying about just staying the course and staying in our morality, staying in our alignment, it will fall on its own. It cannot sustain itself. And we've seen that. This is why they've gone so far into the lengths to create this atmosphere, to give the power to the women, to give the power to the ones that do not deserve it, to do these unthinkable things, these crimes against humanity. They do these things because they know how fragile they really are. Yep. The capitalistic system is ran off a dollar bill that is weak. It has always been weak. We're dealing in an age of new currency. We're dealing in the age of new economics, new production. We got to understand, well, we don't have to understand it, but it'll be good to understand that the power is still here. They are masquerading as powerful. They have to present you with this illusion of power. They don't have power. They have representation. They have a platform. They have media. They have news. Right. They bombard you with this stuff over and over, so it messes with your psyche. They know this war is not fought in the physical. This war is fought in the planes of the spiritual. That means your consciousness. That means your diet. That means, do you read? Do you stimulate yourself? Those are the things that are going to give you power. So when we're looking at them, they're trying to masquerade as powerful. They keep on giving you this. You know what? The IRS. People are scared of the IRS. People are scared of the FBI. Why? Why? Because they got badges? They come together. And we had this conversation a little bit earlier. We talking about unity. And I have a different take on that, on the word unity, because they have this, they given this romanticized version of unity. Oh, we all need to come together. No, we are unified. We are unified in the struggle. We are unified in the plight. We are unified in everything. The only thing that is separating our victory from their loss is cooperation. Once we operate in unison. Once we have common core objectives, once we have these goals that we all want to reach, these like-minded individuals, we all want to reach them, their power fails. Their only power is consent. They're not powerful. They not. We giving them way too much credit. All they do is got a camera and they gonna point it at whatever they want to shoot and show it to you.
Yep, that's what's happening.
You want to see on TV, you want to watch TV? Cut the TV off real quick. Cut all social media off real quick. Then go out into the world. They're not powerful. They scared. They hide in their communities and don't come out. They only operate in controlled settings because they're scared. They operate in the spirit of fear. That ain't us.
Yeah.
That's where our power is. Their power is an illusion. Their power is deception. That's how the adversary works. We walk in truth. Yeah, there's a lot of people that's gonna fall to the wayside. But that our power is not in numbers. Our power is in understanding. Our power is divine. Our power is in our love for each other. When we come together, shit get hot. When we come together, you know what I'm saying? All we gotta do is cooperate. And guess what? After that, wait for it to fall. Because it's falling right before our eyes. They're gonna show us every movie in the world, every TV show in the world. They're gonna put 5 ladies on The View, 4 men on Fox News, 18 people on and they're gonna have T.I., Candace Owens, Killer Mike. They're gonna show the black community exactly what they want to show the black community.
Yep.
But don't none of them talk for us. The real ones know. And the real ones is only gonna be the ones that make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Our power is in us. This room right here, this is our power. They shit is fragile, bro. I don't even look at white people. I try not to touch them. I try not to rub up against them because I don't want their weakness to rub up on me. My shit's too powerful for that.
I had the Corona mask on before Corona, man.
Yeah.
Running from
They was dying out from everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
They weak. They genes is recessive. Let's talk about it.
Right.
They genes is recessive. They can't stand in the sun. They not meant for this atmosphere. They not meant for this atmosphere, this ecosystem.
Nope.
So
they meant for the caves.
Well, that's why they terraforming now.
Yeah.
They're the aliens from the movies, my G.
Yeah, man.
They aliens want to come terraform the earth or make it inhabitable for them. But they actually the ones doing it. Just look up in
the earth fight back. The earth fight back. This shit is alive.
But that's the whole point, though. The earth fight back, and that's the whole thing. We always been one with nature because this was made for us. Right. You know, I've never thought about the alien scenario that you said, but when you said that, that just clicked in my head. Like, man, these people are really on a foreign terrain that they're in a fight and war against. They're always warring against nature. They're the only people to war against nature. I'm like, yo, I never even realized. I realized that they warred against nature. I didn't realize the alien part. If you go to Mars, you're warring against Mars. You have to have all kind of masks. You have to be trying to. The terrain is not bothering nobody.
Like, it's everywhere.
Exactly. It's inhospitable. No, fam, you're not even supposed to be there. That's why it's inhospitable. You're not supposed to be there. That's why. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. They blame it on the planet when it's really you are not even supposed to be here. But I just go back to what you said about cooperation, and I go back to the other part is separation. But I tell people it's separation, but interaction, right? So people always like, oh, you can't go anywhere out in the world. You're gonna have to intermingle people. I said no. What other groups do is they interact. They don't integrate. They interact. Right. So they'll sell. They'll be in your community. They'll interact with you. They'll sell you something. That's interaction. They don't integrate. We are the only ones trying to integrate into the society. We are the only ones that have this emotional tie to America. I'm not saying that you should abandon America. No group of people, no race of people has ever done that. That would be crazy. What I'm saying is we need to get the emotional ties away from it. Like, yo, this is the land, my land, and that. There's other people who control the land who just don't have emotional ties to it. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I think that one of our big things is emotional ties to the land and emotional ties to Europeans. That's the other thing. They hate us, they like us. People like, I hate these crackers. Or yo, they ain't bad people. I'm like, yo, I don't even know they exist, fam. I'm talking to my people. I tell people all the time, everything I'm talking, all this conversation right here is with y'all. I'm not going to talk to no white man and tell him, yo, this is the problem. This is what's going on. I'm not even expecting you to change nothing, fam. Because even if you come out and say, I was reading the thing and they had this white man who was, he was I guess he's a priest or something like that. He's in Chicago. He's fighting. I said, he's still a separation from the black people. He's fighting for black people justice, but he's not in the group. You see what I'm saying? He's just choosing to do something. This is like helping dogs. This is like helping orphans. You're not part of that group. You're just helping that group get better. But we are in this. This is something that viscerally affects us, if we're in the fight or not. That's a choice to be in that fight. We have to be in it. The kids who are on the block, the single mother, you know what I'm saying? The old lady who, like, all these people are in the fight and they just don't even know it. But they can choose. But anybody who's like, oh yeah, you know, Black Lives Matter or whatever, you know, whenever they're putting up these signs and they're saying that they're trying to help black people, that's a choice. And guess what? You can abandon that choice anytime you feel like it.
Exactly.
You can be tired tomorrow, but like, man, I ain't fighting that. You know what I'm saying? We can't get tired, fam. Even if we get tired, we still got to keep going. Because we know that if we rest, not just us, but our lineage is destroyed. If they rest, their lineage is not destroyed. If any white man that comes to help and says, yo, I'm any European, I'm coming to help black people. If he says, yo, I'm chilling, I'm not doing no, his lineage is not destroyed. If we stop right now, our lineage is destroyed, fam. We are abandoning we are abandoning what our ancestors did, and we are abandoning our future generations. So we can't even get tired. We can't even rest. We can't even stop, even if we wanted to. That's how that goes.
All right. I feel you.
Y'all boys sound powerful on here, man. What's going on?
As far as stopping, you have to have something in you.
You got it.
You gotta have something in you. You know, it's something that's in me. You know, probably I slow down a little bit, but it's something that's in me that won't stop. You know what I mean? Because I got love for my people, man. I really mean that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you real thorough about it, you know what I mean? This shit don't stop till the casket drop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't have love for your people, though, fam. I'm gonna just say this one thing: you are your people. That's
right.
why you can't stop. It's not that you got love for your people. You are your people. You can't even stop because you are them. When you walk around and see them, you see your people. You see yourself. This is not, yo, I can't even stop. You like, yo, it's not about I got love, because that's a separation. I have love for my people. I am my people. I can't even stop. What, you know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all. I just wanted to make that clarified point, because sometimes that's a separation. It's like I love black people. No, I love me. I love us. We are one.
So yo, we did a show the other day. I had a dress, and it was about Juneteenth.
Right.
And one of the things I mentioned to them, I said, yo, who are you? See, they gonna say you black, you native, you're Moor, you this, you Aboriginal, you indigenous, all of these different things. Right. And you come from this playing with lines and drawing. No. We are the descendants of our ancestors. I am my father's son. We are the descendants. We are the ones who survived. Right. So if they survive so that we can keep going. Yep. We are them. That is me. I am my father.
Right.
My father was his father. His father is his father. You know what I'm saying? And we carry that line with us. That's why we keep going. Like you said, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just reiterating, but yeah, that's why we keep going. Ain't no stop. We might have a thought, but stopping will kill us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I will say this, man. As you begin to move further into your divinity and your lineage, you knowing and learning about that particular is not going to let you stop. It's been many times I'm going to just chill out. I ain't reading today. I look up, I'm reading tomorrow. It's been at times I done told him what I'm gonna chill, and me and him will be like, all right, come on, man, let's go now. And sometimes we about ready to call each other at the same time. Yo, yeah, what's so hot? Come on, man, let's go, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just us knowing how great and powerful where we come from, and the DNA, knowing the DNA structure of our body, knowing that, you know, the 6 protons, electrons, 6 neutrons. When I say my speech before I say my poems, it really empowers me. You know what I'm saying? Because I really believe that the creator of the balanced universe gave me that speech. You know what I'm saying? I believe that the creator of the balanced universe gave me my name that the people gave me.
Right.
And, you know, I just believe that I don't think we can stop no matter what. You know what I'm saying? It's just in us until we finish what we doing here. And then we go back to the creator. We go back to the source. But I will say this. I feel that everyone is on their path to what they doing. We all are different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We all have different attributes. We all have we on the same journey, but we all have different things and we moving as a unit. And I really, you know what I'm saying? You guys sound man, you know, man, in tune with nature. Because if you're not in tune with nature, man, you know, I had a vision a month ago. No, it's been a little longer than that. And this is no lie. I'm in my bed, I'm chilling. And the vision was nature spoke out to me. And nature said, I haven't seen you in a while. So I spent a little more time out there in the yard. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I believe this, you know, in the time come, nature will kill whoever is not supposed to be here. I truly believe that. That's one of my visions that I have.
Nature undefeated. Nature undefeated.
Nature's undefeated, man. Nature can conjure up anything and wipe out anybody. It can push all the black people to one side and separate what don't need to be there and wash it away, burn it up, lighten it up, and the land will heal itself. You know what I'm saying? It's a powerful thing when we in tune with nature and you dealing with the elements. You know what I'm saying? So it's real powerful. That's all I want to throw in there.
And you know, we for the most, you know, one of the period in history when the Haitian had the Haitian Revolution. And one of the biggest things about the Haitian Revolution is that they prayed towards their ancestors. And the ancestors are the ones that gave them the vision so that they could claim their own freedom, their own liberty, their own sovereignty.
Mm-hmm.
They've been demonizing our African spirituality for a long time.
Yeah.
They made it taboo.
Yeah.
But if we tap back in, into that is an infinite source of power. Now, there is an attack on the natural. There's an attack on God. There's an attack on the spirit.
Yes.
But the spirit is strong in us. And if it doesn't die in us, then they can never kill it. And so we are the answer to our own question, our continuation. And guess what's going to happen? We represent the natural. We represent the world. That's why it's going to be, we have the physical, the strategy, the game plan, everything. But the spiritual will always supersede the physical. And as long as that spirit's strong, that's going to keep our game plan rolling. That's going to keep our presence strong. That's going to keep, that's going to keep us walking to the brothers who need to hear us. That's going to keep us introducing ourselves and meeting. It's almost divine the way me and KENWARDO met.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I came out here, KENWARDO, I met KENWARDO within what, 4 or 5, within a week of me moving to Atlanta. And the people that, I've been here short enough where I can still connect the dots of how I met people. I met this person that made me meet this person that made me meet this person. If you can see that, you got to see the divinity in your steps every single day. You know what I mean? And so as long as that divinity is still alive, man, I say it again, we ain't come out here to lose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's working in our favor. The same way the spirits was working in the favor of the Haitians so they could reclaim their freedom, it's working now. I mean, it's just time. It's time and actualization. I mean, we got to walk through it. We got to live through it. But this is a blink. This is a blink. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing. And when you put it in the reference of life and earth and everything that is divine, this is a blink. So as long as we keep doing what we do, we're gonna restore order. We're gonna restore balance. It's just gonna be done.
Nah, that's why I deal with what I deal with. I play with the layers of this matrix. So look, all of y'all is so-called awake. how many different things do you do during the day to block the messaging from the enemy or the so-called negative perceptions of the world? Personally, I'm like, I do like 500 things a day to block that shit from my spirit, my mind, and my vocation, right? And that's to get at people.
I like do the same thing, yeah. But
now, like Poet every day, the way Poe was just kicking it,
yeah.
Last dissertation, that's what I do to everybody. When I meet them, I almost press them. I'm not your friend, but I love you. I'm your friend. But I almost press you when I meet you. What's your day about? What you be doing? I almost try to angle off how much are you not working for us. And then I try to show you the layers in that shit, just like Poe was breaking down layer after layer. So then they could start seeing the position they sit on the board. You're not even on the field. You're somewhere in the skybox. Some people might have good seats, right, you know, on the court, but they're not on the field. So I love waking people up. I love that. I love putting people on the shit they don't see. You feel me? Levels they never heard of. You know, secret degrees. We be, you know, I be trying to save niggas, my G's.
Right.
Something in me can't leave nobody sleep, yo. Cause look, I'll tell y'all the truth. My true enemy is the white man. So when I meet a sleep nigga,
should be.
My mind, I'll say, damn, the white man put him to sleep. So it make me feel like I got to free the dude or free the queen or attempt it, at least attempt. You feel me? Let's do this jailbreak real quick. Let me see if I could touch. Look, I've been cracking the cracker codes, all right? Just like all of y'all have been doing. Y'all done cracked the code of a mind already. Once I did that and saw another human who was just saying white Jesus or I don't have a God or I'm just a nigga start to sound profound and educating themselves off our grace, you know what I'm saying? I'll be having the black hole, so niggas be in my crib. But my crib is the study place. We don't chill till we study. You feel me? So I have a long history of waking a lot of people up. So that's why I'll be pushing it to everybody I know. I'll be like, yo, fuck that, son. Try to wake them up. Try to wake them up. But doing that gives me my own power because now I got to go do the research. I got all the research I do to help people helps me. You feel me?
Right. No, I get you.
It almost guarantees me not to have the problem. Because we're just looking for the solution.
I mean, just to answer your question, man, about the things you go through during the day, man. When we was talking about this earlier, just minding your diet. I was talking to a brother about minding your diet, and when we talk about diet, the secondary is what you eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The primary diet is what you consume through your eyes. What are you looking at? What are you listening to? We try to stay away from TV with any white people on it. And it's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going against what you said, you know what I'm saying? Because I definitely feel that when you say the white man is your enemy. But in my mind, I don't even try to acknowledge them. You know what I'm saying? I try to play on the court as if there's no defender.
Well,
say again?
Now you playing on the court like there ain't no referee. The white man's the referee.
Right. I feel what you're saying.
You don't see the ref.
And I be trying to bring it, talking to individuals and everything like that. That's, they gotta have so I say this, right? One thing my cousin told me before I came down, he said, yo, don't cast your pearls before swine because it'll take something out of you. But those enlightened individuals that you come across, you feed into them. You feed them into them as if they were you, as if they was your own blood. They are. So every day is just a constant step. It's a constant left foot, right foot, brick on top of brick. You know what I mean?
Let me throw something back at you. Let me throw something back at you. Not to cut you off, King. When I walk through Atlanta, I'm from Brooklyn, Harlem. So I could say when I walk through Brooklyn and Harlem. But when I walk through Atlanta, I see the white man all day. You don't see the girl's hair. You don't see the makeup. The white man's on them, my nigga.
Right.
You don't see these niggas tagging. You don't see these niggas using.
Yeah, I feel you, but I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That's why I stay I stay around that crowd. Like I be trying to spend as much time in the West End, Sicilies, you know what I mean? So I can see the natural. So I could vibe with that.
No doubt. But when I say the white man, I'm not giving him the power. I'm recognizing the power. I didn't give it to him. He took the shit already. Me and you right now could go to Atlanta right now. Let's go to whatever spot. If it ain't totally conscious, we gonna see the white man on our women, right? Look at her hair. Right. Look at her whole shit, right? So in her mind, is the white woman the prototype for her?
Right. You're right. You're right. You're definitely right about that.
And when it come to the brothers, they got the white mind. Look, we had beef with the white man from day one, right? Since we're the highest, he war against nature, right? Like y'all said. We're the highest sentinel being nature made. That's why he's warring with us. So the mind frame of that white man is in brothers. That's why they be wanting to kill everybody looking like them or showing true camaraderie of blackness, right? So I see the white man all day.
Good. We living in his world. I mean, we living in his motherfucking world.
But I don't know. I'm with Poe. In my eternal, he don't got no power. This is a fucking cave dog. That's the deception. Like the Bible said, the devil, only power is the deceiver. Right. Max the deceiver. He's always lying. And this is why I deal with all the layers, because when I walk outside, everybody on their phone. So they're feeding off the lie. They're in their crib. Netflix subscriptions is crazy. 30 million niggas. So I ain't saying don't watch Netflix, but what I'm saying is Netflix got those movies, them little lesbian movies on, the new gay shit. I've just seen a commercial.
I said
white boys.
I said don't watch Netflix.
I said, me neither. No, I'm just aware what my people do. I don't do none of that shit. No TV in my house. I don't play with the Matrix. That's why I don't be on the internet.
That's what it is.
And that's my old school logic on why we never jumped on the internet in 204, 205, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It got to 215 when I said, yo, come on, son, we got to do something. Fuck this shit. We got to get on the internet. Because everybody outside's on the internet. You can't even have a convo with them. In the middle of it, they get distracted by their phone. And then the Instagram video pop up. So I used to say, yo, we need more troops. People like us to help wake people up. But I feel out when y'all say the separation, that might be smarter. I feel y'all when y'all say we should isolate, but I do that. I got a circle within a circle. This is my circle within a circle. Right. So if you see me doing anything else, that's not my circle.
Right.
So I keep a balanced power around me at all times. But I do know outside, the white man got our people on demonic time. And they loving that shit. It's every day, it's every minute, it's every fucking second. We talk like this every 2 weeks, 1 week, even if we was on every day. What are they looking at? Look at Instagram, flick, 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 flick. You can see about 1,000 different vibrations in like 5 minutes.
Less than that.
Okay, even better. So what I'm saying is our enemy is working quadruple time. He on right now. Showing them some lesbian shit or some gay shit or some backwards black logic or some European new age way to think. And we be having small little windows to scream through. Yo, wake up.
Right.
So I see the disbalance in the food. And that's why I be going so hard just in my life, because I recognize the disbalance of power to the poison.
Let me ask you a question, right?
Yes, sir.
So, you guys, everybody here been in Jamaica? Been to a place that they were, let's say Jamaica, right? Everybody here been to Jamaica or no?
No.
Nah.
Okay.
Not the
country,
right. Not the Jamaica.
Do you know what is Jamaica known for?
Eat.
All right. What else is it known for?
Rastafari.
Okay. All right, Ross. All right.
All
right. What? Why do people go down there vacation?
Beautiful beaches, water.
Yeah, the water, the beach,
all right.
Water. Some of this.
All right. So you've seen commercials for Jamaica, right?
Right.
That's with white people all over the beach.
But my point is this: is that you've never heard a Jamaican say America's terrible, right? Have you ever heard a commercial say come to Jamaica because America's terrible?
Nope.
Right. So my point is that this is why you need your own nation with your own narrative. Our job is only to give people an alternative place to live. It's to say, hey, this is, I'm just using AKA Jamaica, but any island or any country or any nation or any community that you have. This is how we're living over here. Then you put that out there, and people see. The thing is that when you talk to somebody, and this is a marketing thing, right? They always say, hey, if you don't have the next steps for your customer, it's a bad user experience, right? Bad client journey. Just talking more. It doesn't even matter what I'm saying because they're marketing terms. But all that really means is that when you wake somebody up, a lot of times what happens is they have nowhere to go but back to the matrix. They're like, yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. And a lot of times you see people who are lost and confused because they talk to you today, but they can't talk to Rebel every day. They Rebel done put something in their ear and they're like, yo, that's real talk, real talk. What book should I read, Rebel? Yo, read the Metanetru, read Baba Baruti, read Yurugu, right? You tell them all these things, and they're like, oh yeah. So they go read it, but they confused. They don't know what to do because there's no next steps. But what you have to have is saying, hey, we have a nation here, a community. You can start with a community. We live in this land. We have this community here where we live like this. If you want to come and build with us, this is where we're living this out, what we're doing. And I'm saying this because this is my aim, is to say, hey, to build a community, right? I've like he said, I've only been 3 years. We're trying to, I'm putting the work in, the groundwork in, but my goal is to build a community, then to be able to unify with other nations, build communities of those nations, and get into the politics of those nations, right? And be able to, because you are not going to influence the minds, in my opinion, just like you said, they have a 24/7 machine hitting us from every single which way there is. Every single which way, right? And then the people who are at the top, they're in the Horatio Alger story, which is why are Black people so in tune with it? Because the poorest of the poor man believes he can be rich one day. We always say, people like, the rich people are terrible. No, they don't hate the rich. They're just mad they're not rich. That's where we're at right now. People are mad they're not the oppressor. How many Black people we know became rich and became the oppressor? You see what I'm saying? So how do we, just like you said, you got women in corporations, they're the oppressor. You got men in corporations, they become the oppressor. So because they become with the European framework, when you say, I see the white man everywhere, we talked about this, me and Poetic, about the European individualistic mind frame. We talk about individualism, not communalism. So if you establish a community, if you establish, and what I'm talking about, a community, a nation, going to governing bodies, this is something that it's a more in-depth plan that I have, but just to outline a framework is because there you can have control of the narrative, where people who are either one living like you live, right? Or they want to live like you live. Because when you come in, you can't ask people, because they have bad habits. How many people who smoke cigarettes be like, I know I shouldn't be smoking, man, but I just can't stop. I'm gonna stop one day, right? But I bet you put them somewhere where they can't get no cigarettes, they're gonna stop, right? Or I bet you say you're gonna get 20 years in prison, you're gonna stop. Because it's only when there's discipline and law and the pain outweighs it, are they going to do it? So if you live if they come to your land and say, yo, I really want to stop smoking cigarettes, you're like, yo, here, I'm just making this up, but if you smoke cigarettes, you're going to be locked down for 1 million years, life sentence. They're going to stop. You're like, yo, I'm not smoking no cigarettes, fam. They giving out life sentences for cigarettes. So I'm not doing that. I don't care. I'm fiending for one, but I'm going to stop. Well, it's the same thing. People are not going to act the same way because you're in your lane. That's why my thing about separation is always separation, interaction. You have to interact with the world, but we have to be separate from the world. That's all it is. I'm in the world, but I am not of it. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And that's how we have to be rocking. That's just my thing.
Oh, no. Let me just get one. Let me clarify one little thing.
Mm-hmm.
When I say I wake people up, it's not from the conversation at Wadadas. Then they'll be in my house for 3 weeks in a row, my nigga. I got somebody from Atlanta y'all might know in my house right now.
Word.
She gonna stay here a week. She gonna clean up and get mad knowledge before she leave again. I'm not talking about one convo. I'm one of them old school ill niggas. What's mine's is yours in a large sense. So like when I try to wake people up, I bring them outside. I try to isolate them as much as possible. So if I put it this way, if I meet a girl today, she'll be with me the next 3 weeks in a row doing this shit.
Word.
So it's not just one combo without it, and they you know, we hit them with some realizations and they be like, oh shit, I never thought of that. And you're gonna keep thinking that. Because when I say I wake people up, I don't, in my own spirit, in my own world, I don't think that's waking them up. I gotta show you way more than that. It's kind of like a month with Rebel.
Word.
Take my world out to do that shit while all my other shit is going on too. But my point is, I think I'm a different breed. I'm gonna die doing this. And I know that. So I really be trying to wake them up. Like Shorty in the crib, she just was working like 8 hours. Documentaries, books. We ain't throw Pro Book at it yet though.
Right.
But we gonna get on that.
About this right here.
Well, you talking about Francis Cress Wilson, you talking about Dr. Clark, you talking about my aunt, we talking about the Panthers, we talking about Jim Crow, we talking about Willie Lynch, we talking about all this shit. Government, the white man, his history, this is what I do, my niggas. I just don't be online telling everybody, yo, look, I'm a teacher, look, I be doing all this shit. But I be waking niggas up. And it take that much dedication to do it. And I ain't saying everybody got it like that to do it. But what I'm saying is, I don't know what else to do. When I look at the Black Plague, I gotta wake you up. Oh, let me say this too. When I see that potential godly spirit though, so it's not just anybody walking down the damn block. They gotta show that spark without us looking. And then I know that's one of us. And trust me, my whole life pattern, I only got a few losses. We wake niggas up over here at Rebel Vision. This is the black hole where I'm at right now. I call my basements, wherever I live, the black hole. And I bring everybody into the black hole and they recognize that we have another life, another mind frame, higher mind frames, other mental positioning, all while in this world. Let's do this all while in this world. So you can keep throwing the white lady at us. That ain't hitting us. You can keep throwing the white doll at us. That ain't hitting us. You can keep throwing the black on black hate. That ain't hitting us. On a trajectory of always being that. So I love my job, man. I love my job, man.
Like I said before, we all have different attributes, and you know, we all have different things that we're gonna master ourselves, because even though we're on the same journey, sometimes our journey is different. You know, that is what makes us special in itself. So, you know, we definitely gonna be an asset to one another because of the different things that we know how to do.
Nah, we got all the keys probably right here in this room to save the black race.
Right.
And I don't mean us individually, but everything we all stand for, if you could truly put it into a foundation, I think we would save most of our people. Because we all in real ill keys, and they're separate keys. But when you see all the keys together, like on the janitor belt, that's how we got to start looking. Like a janitor belt. Because all them keys is laying on each other. So they no longer separate. If we could get to that janitor belt, I think we'll be all right. But KENWARDO, what you got?
I want to get down there. Brother Poetics, tell us about his book and what inspired him to make this book. The name of it's called Spiritual Warfare. Spiritual Warfare, the inspiration of a nation. By my brother Poetics, man.
No doubt, yo.
Who made you write this book, and how did it come about? You know what I mean? I didn't read it yet, but I supported it. But I'm gonna get it too because I know you're a deep brother, and I know I can get a lot of information out of this book, bro.
No doubt. Appreciate that. Appreciate the highlight of the book. Well, give y'all a little bit of background. There was a period in my life where I kind of like isolated myself from everything. You know what I mean? I kind of did like 5 years in isolation where I wasn't really going out or doing anything. I didn't really have no contact to the outside world. It came after a realization I had. And the realization was much like the realization that most of us have, in that we are being attacked on every level. And the prime suspect, the prime target is the Black man in hopes and aims to destroy the Black family structure. And in hopes and aims of negating any Black power structure. So with that, I got a little instrument background. I came up in the ministry. So I'm third generation preacher kid. You know what I'm saying? My father, he was a minister in Hebrew Israelite ministry. Growing up with that background, I came from a real tight-knit community. And all of that has inspired me. But, when you walk in this path, you have your own realizations as you go. And one of the things I realized is that we have been blinded by the truth. So what happened when I wrote this book is I started to look for the answers. Why? What's going on? How do we get out of this? So the first thing I did was I started to study the NAGGAZ, the 7 principles of NAGGAZ, and that's where the foundation came from. For people, I know y'all know, what I'm saying, it's the 7 principles, but how we create our own, how do we build our own? And so from that, I dove into exactly what it is we face, the plight we go through here in the United States, what we have to see through. I do believe that this is a spiritual war, meaning it is attack on the consciousness, it's attack on the psychological, it's attack on the spirit, you know what I'm saying, in different ways. And the way they do that is through deception. They play a manipulation game. They hide certain truths. They give you certain deception, and they play with you. So when I wrote this book, I wanted people to understand what it is we're actually dealing with when we walk out into this matrix, what it is we actually dealing with when we see certain things, and what are the pillars of our own foundation that we have to keep strong. What do we have to do within ourselves? What do we have to do with each other? What are the key talking points? What are the key points that we have to be able to stand on so that we can uplift ourselves and uplift others above the matrix? Most High behind me. But it was definitely, and here's the kind of the trippy part, because we learn and we grow. And like you said, we all on the path. I actually wrote this book in 2017. I wrote this book 2017, and I didn't promote it at all. Actually, I didn't market it. I didn't do anything. I just wrote it and printed out a couple copies. I gave it to a couple family members, and that was it. At that point in time, I don't think I had the self-belief. That I was still going through my darkness. I was still going through mine because a lot of this came from a combination of pain and passion. So as I was going through that, I never really pushed it. But when I came down to Atlanta, And I met the brothers, and I've traveled and learned more, and I spent time, on the road. I was a nomad before I came to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I moved from city to city for about a year and a half before I moved down here. And so it pushed me, having the connections with the brothers I had and learning the new information and studying new information. I wanted to add to the book and connect some of the dots and put more information in it. And in alignment, everything that I wanted to do kind of just fell into place. And out of that, it came the book, you know what I mean? And I'm going to be pushing it now. I'm marketing it now. I want brothers to read it and give me your honest feedback. If y'all could give me a video after y'all read it and send it my way, I want the world to hear it. Now, I do believe that there's some profound stuff in there that'll change your perception on the world that we live in. And that's really what the ultimate goal was, to change your perception on the world that we live in. We have to be able to objectify. We have to be able to look at the world we live in objectively, so that we can look at it without the emotion, without the connection, the emotional connection that we speak of. But for the most part, man, and it is a combination. It's a compilation of spoken word and essay. So I tell people, it's not your ordinary book of poetry. You know what I mean? It's not the ordinary book of poetry. I'm not here to entertain you. I want to enlighten you. You know what I'm saying? I want to enlighten you. I want to inspire you. I want to educate you. Now, I never claim to be the smartest man in the room, but one thing I know is that my heart is true. My heart is true, and I listen to the Most High. I believe in divine spirit. I believe in divine guidance. I believe in the divinity in each and every one of us. And so I want that book to show that, and a lot of the conversations we had, it fuels me. You know what I'm saying? It pushes me to go more, and I need to do more. I need to do more now. You know what I'm saying? Just having this conversation with y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to push that book even harder, because I do believe that there's some keys in there that'll be able to help people step up out of their own darkness and step into their own enlightenment. So that's my run through on the book. It's Spiritual Warfare, Inspiration of a Nation. Go to impoetics.com and you can purchase a copy. Or you could go on my Instagram, click the link in the bio, click the link in the bio, click the link in the bio, and you'll be able to find a link there. You know what I mean? But yeah, Spiritual Warfare, Inspiration of a Nation. And it's part one. It's part one. The next one is gonna be Spiritual Warfare. It hasn't been written yet, but the thoughts have been coming together. It's gonna be Spiritual Warfare, Introduction to Rebalism. So Rebalism.
Man, we need a copy. We need a few copies for the store, man. What's up?
No doubt. I got you. No doubt.
What's your favorite poem or
Man, my favorite spoken word? I mean, I don't really have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm be honest with you, like, up until about 2018, I ain't even named my poems. You know what I'm saying? I didn't name it. Only reason why I named it was for others. It was all about the message in it. So the one that you just flashed up there is This Culture Ain't Ours. Right. And that's a realization we need to understand. We've been so indoctrinated with Western culture and their ideals and their values that we forgot who we are and where we come from. So each one carries a different message. You know what I mean? There's one that's in there that's called Malcolm X, and that might be one of the most, you know what I'm saying, straight to the point spoken words out there. Which one? Yeah, man. Like, it's each one carries its own message, but they all reiterate the same point. You know what I'm saying? Find the power in yourself and elevate yourself out of this system, because this system is a detriment to you and your people. You know what I mean? And let's talk about it. Let's talk about why it's a detriment. Oh, you don't understand why the programming you watching every day is brainwashing and behavior modification? Let me tell you about it. Let me tell you about how they gonna change your perception of the world. Let me tell you about how they gonna use you to hurt your own people. Let me tell you about these things. You know what I mean? So it's in there. It's in there. And, I do feel like it'll have a positive effect on anybody that's searching for a life.
I love the part you got a lot of rebel duties in here.
Yeah, hey man, that's crazy, because I was looking at the same thing, man. The same thing. All right.
I'm gonna read it this way.
We can run them down. Because they all stem from how I kind of got myself out of my own rut. You know what I'm saying? No, one, take care of your body. Take care of your body, take care of your mind. You know what I'm saying? understand the power in community. You know what I'm saying? Be creative. Always be creative. Take care of find the sacred, find what's sacred within your community. I'm trying to read them off the top of my head. But be creative. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. Take care of your community.
My checking account is unavailable. I need to know what's wrong.
Say again.
Be reading this week, definitely.
Be faithful. Yeah, there you go. Be faithful to yourself and redefine yourself. Now that redefine yourself and be faithful to yourself go hand in hand.
I'm calling about Wells Fargo log in. I cannot log in.
Say again.
All right, keep going, Paul.
Well, the be faithful to yourself is talks about the ancestral understanding, knowing where you came from. You understand? And then as we all have to grow and mature, as we all have to build ourselves, you got to redefine yourself once you find that power. You know what I mean?
Something else.
Find the power in community, honor yourself. You know what I mean? Take the responsibility, and as you do it, be creative. Be creative to refresh yourself. To like this right here. You said you stayed off the internet, and for good reason. I understand it, but in your creativity, and you're redefining yourself, you find yourself a platform where you could reach people in other ways. I'm not sure what it was before, but in other ways. So those type of things, that's a duty to revolution. You know what I mean? We got to be able to be, and biggest thing is just take the responsibility, take the onus and put it on yourself. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you something, poetic?
Yeah, no doubt.
Make you name the book Spiritual Warfare, Inspiration of a Nation. I mean, how did that thought come to your mind?
Well, I knew it was spiritual warfare. There's a scripture, and then I know I might tap on a couple of scriptures and everything. And I'm not really one to quote from the Bible. I'm really not the one from quotes from the Bible, but there is a scripture where it said this war is not waged in the physical. It is waged, and this war is waged, and it's a battle between light and dark. And when I started to see, there is a spiritual understanding, a spiritual, and when I say spiritual, now spirit is light and dark. They coexist. Right. You cannot have light without the darkness. So when we talk about spirit, this ain't no rainbows and butterflies, but everything that is done has a spiritual essence to it. Right. So when you start watching, the TV, right, and you see this programming that you put on, and what we see is the programming. But there's spiritual implications to you seeing this homosexuality that's being thrown in your face. There are spiritual implications to you seeing, different, when you start seeing Trump on a TV or Biden on the TV. There are spiritual implications because it messes your psychological. Now, for other people, like the key, and based off of what school of thought you have, you reach the soul through your eye. Right. And so when you start looking at these things, everything that you receive, when you start talking about that diet, everything you receive through your eyes is affecting your soul. Everything that you come through your eyes is affecting your spirit. And there's a spirit of everything. When you talk about the spirit, there's a spirit of lust. There's a spirit of fear. There's a spirit of determination. There's a spirit of a lot of great things, but also a lot of dark things. So we have to understand that there is a war that's being waged in the spiritual. Right. You know what I'm saying? That realm is being waged, and what we're seeing is the manifestations of that spiritual war. When we start seeing the homosexuality, when we start seeing the displacement, when we start seeing people there's still children locked up in concentration camps. That's a physical act, but that has spiritual implications to the world. You know what I mean? So that's why I chose the name Spiritual Warfare. And Inspiration to a Nation is simple. Once we understand what's going on in this time, in this world that we live in, we have to be inspired to create our own. We have to be inspired to move forward, because a lot of this stuff is depressing, bro. Like I'm just keep it being. Like a lot of this stuff, it hurts. It hurts to realize this state.
You know what hurt me, man? It hurt me when I see these kids killing each other, man. They put the shit right on TV. It hurt me when I see the police killing us. It hurt me when I see my people out in the street homeless. You know what I'm saying? It even hurt me, you know what I'm saying, when I see us deceive each other, manipulate each other. You know what I'm saying? It hurt me that, you know what I'm saying, we can't stand in a united front with each other. You know what I'm saying? All this shit hurt me, man. So I feel it.
No doubt, man. It is, man. And you know, some people understand the wording when I say spiritual warfare. Some people don't, but spiritual, psychological, however you want to explain it, there are repercussions. There are repercussions that happen, and we got to be aware of it. We got to be aware. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I appreciate the highlight on the book, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
You can't have you on the show, man. You just came out with a book and we not gonna highlight it, man. That would be right.
No doubt. I know my man Clive wrote it, man. Read it, man. What do you got to say about the book, man?
I've read it.
2 cents.
Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed it, right? So what you have a way of putting the words simple but not simplistic, right? Where it's readable and not over one's head. You see what I'm saying? Like it's for the common man, for that we can just get to the point where it's in a basic language to be able to understand complex ideas and thoughts. And getting back to the root fundamental, right? Because sometimes I see books and they're talking to the awakened. They're talking to those who already understand. And then also, you know, in a highly intellectual, big words, complex sentences, dense words, but you got to put out for the people. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, yo, the average everyday man and woman can read this book and not get bored. I read it in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just knocked it out. I just told him today that I read it. He was like, you ain't never tell me. I was like, yeah, but I kept saying I was going to tell her, but I didn't. But yeah, you know what I mean? And then breaking and then giving you rules to live by. You know what I'm saying? Where you can, you know, so understanding the code, right? So this is where I was saying that it's actionable items where you can start just starting with that. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Understanding your community, right? You know what I'm saying? Redefining yourself, having your values and morals, right? And just having those things that you can have and just starting with that and saying, okay, let me take this and start building on it right here. Because, you know, the mansion of your mind is built brick by brick, right? But we have to start with some kind of foundation. And I would just, and for any man, and that's the thing, that's the beauty in what he did. The beginning man will find something. And then I always tell people, it's like even the complex man, even the man who's like, I've been in this, you know, I've been awoke for a long time. I know what's going on. It brings you back to the foundation. Like, this is where it all starts at, though, right here. So that's what I look at from the book, where both parties can get something.
I'm glad you said that because, you know, when I read Baruti books, man, I have to have a dictionary, man.
Yeah.
Tell me the big complex.
That's what I'm saying.
When you pick up a Baruti book, you better have your dictionary right there. You know
exactly. So that and that's why I said that this book is for you know, to be able, because those are, like I said, when you read Baruti's books too, though, not only that the dictionary is just also a lot of books that I read is that not only you can't read it straight through, right? Because the thoughts are so condensed that it makes you stop and you have to do so. But this right here, you can read it through. It makes you think, in every chapter is like, hey, a distinct thought. You see what I'm saying? So I really enjoyed it.
Well, I'm gonna make this my next read.
Yeah.
Man.
This week.
Right.
Definitely.
Hold up, a good enough review for you.
Before anything, I just want to thank all y'all brothers for holding up a science and living your life through it. There's not too many ancestors left.
Right.
You know, the other side be working on us hard. But good looking out for fighting all y'all demons to make it up to this particular space you sit in today. Because I know where I came from, so I know y'all had to do a lot of that too.
Oh, yeah.
So
that'll work, man.
All them lonely nights, all them you crazy nigga, all those fights, all
losing friends, losing people.
Yeah, you know.
Because, you know, the thing is with us, man, you know, we come up hard, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the way we come up. We come up hard, man. You know, it's a lot of brothers, you know, that got caught out there. I got a lot of dead childhood friends. I got family that's locked up forever, you know what I mean, over dumb shit that, you know what I'm saying? done in the past. You know what I mean? It's sad because the conditions they would have to come up in. You know what I mean? No, so you know they shit. Yeah, you know, you know, when you get old and you think about stuff, the more you be like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
You season.
Yeah.
The goal is to get the youth to have the wisdom of the
youth.
Of what we.
But you know what? The youth are really waking up, man.
I know it. So the goal is to get.
They put all that negative shit out there. They don't put the. I'm saying the other side out. The youth though.
Why would they do that for? What benefit do they have to put all the positive stuff out there for?
No, they're not gonna do that. They never done it.
Well, I mean, of course, there's no benefit to them. Once we realize that they are never going to do anything that is negative for them, fam. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. We'd be like, yo, you know, they ain't gonna put out nothing positive. Of course not, because it doesn't benefit them. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna do anything that's beneficial for us. We have to always realize that they are gonna do nothing that's beneficial for us. And I'm not saying to you. I'm just talking in general. I see many people complain about what they don't do, and I said because it doesn't benefit them, fam. What does it benefit for them to have for us to have good schools? What does it benefit for them to have for us to have safe neighborhoods? Why would they not want drugs in our neighborhood? Why would they not want disease and crime? What benefit is for them to not have these things in there? If we had all the prosperity in our neighborhood, fam, right, and everybody was able to, and we had functioning families every day, you think that would benefit them? No, of course not. Of course not. So this is why they will continue to promote that, and they will continue to hide their hand behind their back and make it seem like we are. I love what you said, Rebel, because when you said, yo, I see the white man and everything, that's where the problem is that we think we blame these things on the black people, right? We think that when we see the woman with the wig on, we think it's the black woman, but we don't understand it's the condition that's in their mind. We think that when we see the black man hating the other black man, we think it's him hating him, but it's the condition of his mind that he grew up in that has been fostered in this system that's already there. So when you said that was I'm going to use that, you know what I'm saying? I hope you don't mind. I will give you credit for it. But I'm going to be like, yo, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the white man right there, fam. You know what I'm saying? They be like, what you talking about? I don't see no white man. I'll be like, you see that hair? Do you see when he hated on his mans? All that comes from the white conditioning, from the European mindset of individualism. It doesn't come from that. So, but we are in the game of, as they say, you blaming the rape victim. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes.
Right, blaming the victim.
Yep.
Now all jewels, man. We all dropping jewels. Pick them up.
Or Trim City.
Tell me. Pick them up.
No doubt, man.
Nah, that was powerful. It's an ill way to see it. That's what I was trying to tell Poe. We don't get a white man to power. We just recognize it. He is in power. He's not in power like it sounds. So maybe we understand the definition. But like Clive was saying, if that black girl want to look white, that's the white man.
Yeah, all the way.
And there looking like her direct opposite. It's not even racial or hate. It's a lion looking like a damn raccoon.
A gazelle, you know what I'm saying? Word up.
But you know, that's crazy because shit, they spend their time trying to look like us as well, though.
Yo, there was a deep link when we was talking a few months ago when we was like, why do black men cheat on black women with white women or other women? Could it be that you're training me to like them subliminally? Because you're supposed to have nappy hair. You're supposed to come in with some ill locks. You're supposed to have like short twists. But if you come on with the blonde wig or the long brown one, it don't matter. That's not your hair. And then we watch TV, and then I see all the other women with your hair. You almost, and I'm attracted to you through those phenotypes. Are you training me to love the white woman on the low?
They're in a terrible predicament because they still need the black man's seed. Yep. That's why we impregnate the white woman. But what they do is, and I tell everybody, it would be a different story if black men was marrying white women and having babies by white women, and they were growing up black in black neighborhoods and then procreating with other black people. But what happens is when most black men and black or who marry white women or black women who marry white men, they go to white neighborhoods. They take on the white identity. So their kids become, if you look at Patrick Mahomes, he married a white girl. His father was black and white, right? If you look, I mean, I could name many people, you know what I'm saying? If you look at Steph Curry, his father was black and white, and then you see his wife, right? They're very, very light skinned, right? And they grow up in a white neighborhood, and they live in a white neighborhood now. You can go on and on and on, where you can see that these people do not come back to their heritage. The lineage goes whiter and whiter and whiter, because that is the only way they can keep the race going, right? And that's why they're in the terrible predicament. Because they're like, damn, we need them, but we don't want them around. This is why I don't be scared of the people saying they're trying to destroy us, because they can't. If they destroy us, they destroy themselves. That's the whole point about
it. I feel that. They could destroy a good number. What if they knew they only needed 30% of us? So they would try.
With 30%, that's not destruction. That's reduction. I'm just saying that there's still a germination of a seed. You see what I'm saying? So even 30% can reproduce. One man can reproduce, half a continent. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. So it's not. So if there's 30, if there's 1 million black men and we reduce to 330,000, we still could reproduce the whole planet.
That's what it's about, keeping them alive.
But what if you say 300,000, right? You really don't have 300,000. You got to look at how they locking us up. You got to look
but that's what I'm saying though. But even that's what I'm saying to you. So they've reduced the population by so much, and we're still outproducing them with babies. They have locked up all the men, and we're still outproducing them with babies. We still don't have a negative birth rate, fam. That's my point.
Yeah, I feel you.
We still don't have a negative. We don't have any men. We were all locked up. We're all on drugs. We're all dead, right? There's only a few men out here who are productive fathers, and we still are outproducing them in babies. We still are not at a negative birth rate. We still are. And they are.
It was about how they dividing us to take our blood. This is all to get the blood.
Mm-hmm. The plasma, all that. Mm-hmm.
We all divided, and they stripping the blood right now from the seeds, the black male seed. Because look, we call those cracker blacks, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Those is cracker blacks. They're coming. Science said the perfect human is black and white. They're going to try and push that in the future.
Well, how can it be a cracker black?
Because they have
black. Because black
and white.
White is black. Period.
I feel you. Our trace is dominant. They trace is recessive.
But that's why they have to go and move to a white neighborhood, family, because they have to get it. They have to go generation. This is not what I tell people, this plan is not a right now 2-year plan. This is a generational plan, because what happens is that the next child is going to, and I'm just giving you an example of Patrick Mahomes. His father married a white woman. They had a baby, right? Half black, half white, right? But to your logic, KENWARDO, he was black, right? Now his wife now is a white woman. You see what I'm saying? His wife is a white woman. Now he is going to marry a white woman, and they're going to have a baby. What color is that baby? What is the lineage of that baby? And then where's that baby going to grow up? You think Patrick Mahomes lives in the hood or lives in a black neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? You think no. What he's going to do, his kids are going to grow up around other white kids. So now that he's had a child that's 75% white, where's his child going to be? Who is his child going to marry? What is the likelihood? Because I tell people all the time, it's not about guarantees. It's about percentages. The likelihood of his child marrying a white person is very likely. So that's what I always tell people, hey, I play the percentages. I may be wrong, but I'm still going to play the percentage.
But guess what? All that, they still ain't going to be able to get rid of us.
But hold up. Go deep into that. That's what I was saying. Because after that second generation, Billy is 6'5". That's what I mean by taking the blood, my G's. Because after Patrick Mahomes have a kid, right? His kid is going to go back white. Now that kid is going to have the DNA of the father, the grandfather and the father, but he going to look white. Yeah. So Billy going to be 6'5".
Word.
So when I say they still in the DNA, they did that in Rome. They did that in antiquity, where they'll mix in and then go back white. That's how I think they stayed alive this whole time. Every 1,000 years, crack a black up, then they take some of the blood, and then they do the Yaku shit in reverse. Billy gonna marry Jenny, but his grandfather was fucking Matumbo. But then Billy's grandson is gonna have the DNA genes, but look white. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, they still in the DNA hard.
Yeah, we giving them the DNA, man. We gave it to them freely. We gave it to them free. Okay, they was already getting DNA from the afterbirth. Because when a woman have a baby, she got to sign papers just to get the afterbirth. So they was using that DNA right there. Then we was already being experimented. We the only race to get experimented on. Y'all can Google PT-141. Our melanin is so powerful, it becomes a sexual enhancer to people.
Yeah.
You know, and then we giving them the DNA, the ancestry DNA, the African DNA. We giving them the DNA. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take a rocket science to know that we all come from Africa. If you're black, or you might have a certain amount of the lightman, the pigment, the higher the European will be in your DNA. But yeah, we gave up the DNA freely. You know, it's just all been a big old plan, man. You know, simultaneously giving up the DNA, they killing all the holistic doctors. They done killed over 75 holistic doctors, black, white, Chinese, Hispanic.
You
know, knocked them off, man. So now it's just like Rockefeller when they took over the medical industry and started using this GMO stuff. Their idea was to get rid of all natural remedies, make it illegal. You know, you guys can Google when the feds raided a aloe vera plant. An aloe vera plant raided them, took it over. Because their plan was to get rid of all natural remedies. And then they started hitting us with this GMO stuff and stuff like that, man. You know. But yeah, that's always been the plan, though. But we give away the DNA freely, you know, when we go to these ancestral DNAs. I'm from Congo. I'm from you know, such and such, whatever. Instead of us doing the research and the time to find out where we from, we go to them, the European, once again. We like, here, swab my mouth or get a little vial of blood. Tell me where I'm from, master. You from the Congolese. You know what I'm saying?
He threw a dart at Africa and just, all right, it landed. Oh, West Africa. All right,
West Africa. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy, man. The different things is going on and stuff like that. You know, but I will say they are dying. Yeah. They're not reporting that. They're not reporting that. And you can see the media, how they keep perpetuating it. All commercials now, it's either gay, lesbian, black and white, white and black.
See that shit.
Gay, lesbian, black and white, white and black. I like what you said earlier, Clive, when you said, you know, having our own civilization. But to have our own civilization, I tell a lot of people this, you know, one, if we do, we have to move in silent, you know, or we have to be, even if we go off to a whole nother land and be like the Omnis, just because you black,
yeah,
and you have that high melanin, that DNA, they're gonna come after you.
They're gonna come after you.
The only way we can ever completely have our own is one, we have our own army. Two, we have a nuclear weapon. Every country that has a nuclear weapon, United States kind of like don't whoop them too bad. They try to come in, infiltrate them a little bit. You know, they don't try to spank them. Go ahead.
Pardon. I would just, you gotta, that's where the Israelites and the Chinese, you know what I'm saying, the so-called Israelites right now, and the Chinese they got their people that's over here. We are in the best position as Africans in America. We're in the army, we have access to nuclear technology, but ain't nan one of these people gonna get those secrets and give them to Africa. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nan one of them people. That's how the Israelites got they're the only people in the Middle East that got the bomb. How did they get it? They got Israel people who are Israel, who are loyal when Israel formed a country in 1948, people left and went to Israel to go join the country, fam. They wasn't from Israel. They don't know nothing about this thing. People came from all over Europe, Eastern Europe, America, and went there and just said, yo, I don't know nothing about this place. They ain't never been here in their life. They ain't got no lineage here. It's this is my land. You know what I'm saying? People are like, oh, I don't know where I'm from in Africa. I don't know. I said, just pick a place, fam. Just go somewhere. Because what happens is we have to have those ties because they also didn't abandon. Do you know that that Israel has the most spies? They've been arrested for the most spies in America. Yeah. And they're supposed to be friends, but that's how they got the bomb. They're the only ones in the Middle East right now that has the nuclear bomb. How did they get that? Because they had people inside of America who were spying on them, who went because America like, we're not gonna give it to you, but they went and took it. We are not working with each other to say, hey, we're Africans in America, and we're working with a African country or African countries to say, hey, let's get the bomb, to say what you're saying. That the technology is here. This is how China came to forefront in so quick of a time. This is how Israel came to be a military power in so quick of a time. They spied on the U.S. They had people infiltrating the U.S. If we were to turn on our masters, just like they did, because they were never in a better position, because people don't understand this. The black man is the most trusted person, minority in America, most trusted. He is in positions and has access to more information than any Chinese, any Israelite, anybody else in America, because they know that they know for you, the spook that sat by the door, that book right there, that is so that they know that that's one in a million. Because even the spook that sat by the door, right? Give you an example. Who did he give the information to? Who did he give the information to? What country? What country did he pass? He learned all the information. All right, you got all the information. You learned all the nuclear power secrets. Who did you give the information to? Who got it? What use was it? That's my whole point. You can go in the whole system and be like, yo, I got all the information. What use is it? What the good is it? Just to be able to tell people I know all the nuclear secrets? If they gave me all the nuclear secrets now, who am I going to give it to? Who are we going to give it to? What country are we going to give it to? This is where I go back to that we have to have these ties, because as he said, to have your own nuclear power, you have to get those nuclear power by spying on this country, by having people who are infiltrated. We are already locked in, but we are so brainwashed, and they know this. This is why they trust us across the earth, because they know that we're not going to betray master, United States of America. Not that the Chinese are, the Israelites are. They could be fifth generation. They tied to their country. They tied to their people. We're not.
I agree. Yeah. Where we go from here?
We go to the BET Awards.
Nah, we nation build from here, fam. We build our own culture. We try to define our own reality. But where does that start from? In the beginning, is getting your community, building a community, building like-minded. But us right here, we should be like, hey, how do we build a place? How do we get some land? How do we have to be plotting on that? What is the next move from here to be able to? One thing that we should be doing is living close to each other. That's just real talk.
Yeah.
We should all be somewhere where we're living close to each other. That should be, look, in the next 5 years, fam, we're going to get a community. We're going to live close to each other. Our kids grow up with our kids with each other.
No, and we could probably take over a little town too.
I'm trying to, bro. They doing it all the time. You could take over a little town. You take over a little town. You run the town. This is what's going on here. You ever watch those movies with the little hillbilly towns where you go into the town? It's like, yo, you can't rock here like this. Right. You can't do this here. It's a little hillbilly town. They don't talk to nobody else. They rock the way they rock. They got their own school, their own police department, their own mayor. It's 2,000 people, 5,000 people in the town, and they rock a certain way. That's how we got to do it. That's what we got to do. We got to start moving in with each other, and we got to start running the politics there. It's not hard, but it's hard work. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hard, but it's hard work, fam.
I agree.
The plan is easy.
I'll be with that plan.
Yeah, me too.
We're gonna put it together.
Me too, man. Because really, it's time, man. It's time, man.
Malachi York did it.
Even if it's not for us, it's for the generations and the generations behind us, man.
The first thing we need to create is an army, a defense.
Oh yeah, got to do that.
Just be number one, because they came and got everything we ever built. And it seemed like we didn't have an army waiting on there.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna say this: you here in this country. This is why you need Africa, fam. And this is why when you go to Africa, because they're colonized too mentally. So everything we're talking about here has to become where we start talking to the people over there. You pick a country, you pick a nation, you start having a message, talking about colonialism, talking about, because they have a vested interest in changing the narrative, the people of the land. You have a numerical majority. Here you have a numerical minority. So the white people here don't have a vested interest in seeing us with power. So even the poor cracker don't want to see us with no power because it doesn't help him out. But if you go to Africa, the poor African has a vested interest in seeing us with power. So you form your town here, and then that's where you have access to an automatic army. If you convince the people, if you get into the politics, if you're building businesses, you say, hey, we're building a community here. You start one community in that country, and you build out, and you start talking to people. This is how religions did it. This is how politics did it. Because they just went from place to place and said, hey, we're going to sit down. This is why you need missionaries. I don't like using the word, but that's kind of what it is that you have people who are spreading the same message, who are going there and who are working together. Stop talking my whole plan on TV, man.
Right. You can't tell your whole plan, right?
Right. Because we could talk about that army, but we got to talk about that offline.
Offline, word up.
The simple thing is, everybody in every house have a gun and know how to shoot.
We could train them.
The whole community. Just like
that's how it is. In your town, everybody have a gun. Everybody can shoot. They know when they coming out of this town right here. They know what's going on. That's why you get a town. It's built up. We have to use their rules and their laws against them. You know what I'm saying? That they allow us to use because they're still coming in and be with the BS. But that's why I don't never see my fate as being the nation, to be this nation to begin with. First you take over Africa, then you go back and you take over America. That's how that works. You know what I mean?
We was having another convo. I'm gonna throw it at Clive. We was figuring out it's hard to get into Africa.
Hard to get in Africa as far as what?
In a mass exodus, or even what we was talking about was it's a lot of layers African countries is requiring that you have before they let you in.
Yeah, so I'm saying I got you, but some countries letting you in easily. So the first thing is that you have to see what country is most receptive to us. That's where we're going to. That's the first thing, right? What country is most receptive to us? That's the first thing that we're going to. Once we figure that this country is the most receptive and they coming to us, now that we have that, we're able to go in there and we're able to say, okay, now we can start talking the politics and start talking the rhetoric to them because you rallying the people. Now, the way they have it now, you can build an army, but we still won't have a strong army. This is why you still need, I don't want a mass exodus. I want people here to be spies. I want people here to be in the army, getting us technology, getting us weapons. That's the only way we're going to catch up. We have to have people stealing the technology. You know what I'm saying? We got to have people on the inside stealing the technology, fam.
Black hackers.
They not even hacking. They inside. They got it. They not even hacking. Hacking is from the outside. We got people on the inside that they just giving the information to. They're working there every day. They're coming back giving you a disc. 20 years from now, you're like, damn, y'all got nuclear weapons. Y'all got military grade weapons. Y'all got a whole army. Y'all got an air force. How did y'all get this technology? We got it, fam. That's all it needs to be known. We got it.
Okay. Coming to let us pick your brain.
Nah, no doubt. Appreciate you having me on here, man. Like I said, the next build is offline.
Yes, sir.
Right, yeah.
Don't forget his book, y'all.
Yeah, spiritual warfare.
Get that spiritual warfare, man. Y'all make sure y'all go get that.
All right, brother. Y'all stay blessed. Stay focused.
Hey, man, where we can find you at again, man, before you get up out of here?
If you can follow me on Instagram _Poetics, that's _POETIX. Follow me. Go check out the website, IamPoetics.com. Make sure you click the link in my bio, click the link in my bio, click the link in my bio, get on that newsletter because we drop in information, newsletters, different insights, all to you, straight to your email so we can keep constant communication. Like I said, next build is coming, so appreciate y'all.
What about you, Brother Clive? Where can we find you at, brother?
Y'all can find me with Poetics, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I just run businesses right now. You know what I'm saying? I know the business saw right now, but I'm really focused on the business, focusing on we building over here. We do our little podcast, men of principles, you know, that I rock with Poetics with. So that's where it is. You know what I'm saying? Just follow him. I'm out here somewhere doing something.
No podcast. What kind of podcast y'all got going on?
The principles.
We're gonna start unveiling it. You're gonna start to see it being unveiled coming in the next couple of weeks.
Man, when gonna be on, man? What's up?
Yeah,
we got you. We just got like I said, we just building it out. We like I said, y'all can find me with Poetics, man. You know what I'm saying? You looking for me, man. I'm just out here working, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to build my little business, trying to rock with the people, man, and make sure and stay on the path. But you know, that's the man right there. We are the men. I'm not gonna say he's the man like that. It's like we are the men. You know what I'm saying? We are one. I am him. He is me. You know what I mean? We all one. Y'all is me. You know what I'm saying? Ubuntu, fam. That's how I rock.
All right, family. Yo, Kenwardo, King Kenwardo. Good looking out, baby.
You already know, man. See you on the next one, brother, man. You know how we do.
Stay focused. Stay blessed, gentlemen.
That's right. Black power to the final hour.
The real rebels are back. I got the mind of a king, should really protect them. Everybody talking, but Rebel really the next. I got the mind of a king, spread to never take this. Slavery, fake hip hop, you dead if you a racist. I got the mind of a king.